it's Faye. I have not done a sit-down video like this for a while, and I am so happy to finally have the time to do this again. However, this won't be a book video because in the remaining days of December, I will be uploading a series of videos to help you get ready for the coming year. In this video, I will be showing you several journaling prompts that can help you reflect back on your year in writing. Following this, there will be a video with journal prompts and tips for developing strong goals and systems for the coming year. So rather than cramming both videos into one, I've decided to split them apart so that we can all give our full attention to reflecting on the past year and making any necessary changes before we go forward to the coming year. 2 years into this routine, it is really one of the things that keeps me optimistic about the future. So for this video, we will be using the following format. I will share journaling prompts and explaining each one. After I name each prompt, feel free to pause so that you can answer them. And then I will be sharing a clip of me journaling later at night and then sharing some of my answers to the prompts. I suggest you dedicate your night thinking and answering these prompts, or if you prefer journaling during the day, do that. I find that writing in my journal before bedtime is the most relaxing. Anyway, think back on the past year and write down your thoughts so we can see where we excelled and where we fell short. Grab a pen and paper, turn on some soothing tunes, and light some candles, because we will be answering some journaling prompts to reflect on the last year together. Let us start with the self. During this year, what did you discover about yourself? Which books did you enjoy reading this year the most? What songs or playlists did you discover this year? What were your favorite movies or TV series that you watched this year that became unforgettable for you? In hindsight, what were the best moments of each month for you this year? If you find it difficult to remember memorable events from each month, I recommend scrolling through your photos or Instagram stories. I saw these prompts from Pinterest a year ago and figured that I'd add them to this year's journaling prompts. What were your big wins this year? And what were your small wins this year? My life got better this year because... It could be because you got a new dog or a cat, or you met a new friend, or you finally found your favorite book. Anything that made you feel happy. When looking back on this year, what do you think were the most significant decisions you made? Then, how did you feel about it? What were the goals that you achieved this year? Based on those, what do you need to work more on? What were your toughest challenges this year? What did you take away from your experiences with them? Let's now move on to hobbies or habits. What was a new habit you picked up this year? What did you stop doing this year? Which habits or experiences from the past 12 months do you need to stop doing? Whether that is waking up in the afternoon or sleeping late at night, just habits that you want to stop doing. How did you get through the year? What were some of your go-to routines? Let's now move on to people. Which people have played the most significant roles in your life this last year? So this could be people you don't know but discovered through the internet and they inspired you. How did they play a role in molding you into becoming a better version of yourself? And lastly, who were you most grateful for? And for the last section, it would be for summarizing the whole year. How would you describe your personal development over the past 12 months? What title would you give this year if you were to adapt this year's events into a movie? It could be a phrase, a word, a sentence, or even a quote. What are you most proud of from this year? What are the 5 most important things you've learned this year? What would you say 2022 was like for you if you were to explain it? Write down 10 things you're grateful for. Let us end with this journal prompt. If I could accomplish just this one thing next year, I would be very proud of myself. To avoid carrying over negative behaviors into the new year, these journal prompts will help you reflect on the past year and identify what worked and what didn't. Once again, the next video will feature journaling prompts designed to help you develop purposeful goals and intentions. So if you don't want to miss out on any of my future uploads, please subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Hi, it is the next day, Faye, and I will be sharing short answers to the prompts that I mentioned yesterday. So I am currently filming the next video for my Preparing for 2023 series. So if that video is out by the time you're watching this, I'll be wearing the same shirt and I will have the same background. Anyway, so which books did you enjoy reading this year the most? I have a separate video dedicated for this prompt, so watch out for that. And then, what songs or playlists did you discover this year? In terms of artists, I discovered The Weeknd this year, but to be honest, I didn't learn about the artist this year. It was only this year that I really started to listen to his music. I don't know if that made sense, but basta I enjoy his songs. And then for playlists, it was difficult to choose just 5 out of the many excellent playlists that I discovered this year. But among them are 1, Goosebumps on Spotify, then Feel Like a Star Girl, then Lilibutin ng Universidad Kasama Ka, then Getting Ready with Aphrodite, and then I Picked My Poison and It's You. Those are my top 5. And then, what were your favorite movies or TV series that you watched this year that became unforgettable for you? I didn't really watch that many movies or series this year. I mean, I started a lot, but I didn't finish majority of them. But the 2 that really stuck out to me were Singles Inferno and 20th Century Girl. Singles Inferno Season 1 was a series that I still think about today, and 20th Century Girl, it broke me. I still do this emoji whenever I think about that movie. I think it was because I got too attached to the main guy, and yeah. What were the best moments of each month for you this year? So for January, I made my first vision board and I remember feeling so good and optimistic about the future. Oh, and this was also the month that I started jogging every morning. And then for February, we went to Mass that was not online for the first time, and it was refreshing to see faces that I used to see a lot 2 years ago. And then for March, I got to see my friends for the first time in 2 years, and with that, I also tried bowling for the first time. Wait, no. That wasn't the first time I tried bowling. That was the first time in a while that I did bowling, to correct myself. And then April. April was such a good month. That was the month that I became a lector for our community mass, and I also got to see my busmates for the first time in 2 years as well. And I realized na napag-iwanan ako ng height, but that's okay because in that month, we also celebrated my friend Gabby's 18th birthday. And with that, I also had my first overnight in a while. So a lot happened in April, which I think was the most eventful month of 2022. And then May. What did I do? Oh, the committee that I am in got to record face-to-face for the first time. Oh, and this was also the event that produced this picture of mine that looks like I modeled for a motorcycle brand. And then during that month, we also celebrated Zoe, my dog's first birthday. So let's stop there because if I shared everything that happened in 2022, this video would be 30 minutes or longer. But I am planning on making a video on how 2022 changed me. And the next question, what were the significant decisions that you made this year? So this was the year that I finally started a YouTube channel after many years of pretending that I had my channel and then vlogging my day. And then, toughest challenge and what you took away from that. So my mother's hospitalization was the most difficult thing that I faced this year. I had to put my faith in God and rely on Him completely because I felt like I had no control and I had no choice but to surrender. And when I finally surrendered the matter to Him, I immediately felt better. And then the new habit that I picked up this year, it would be jogging every morning. And then what did you stop doing this year? I stopped forcing myself to finish a book just to add it to my Goodreads challenge. If you know, you know. And then habits that you need to stop doing this year. A habit that I need to stop doing is probably relying on motivation instead of discipline. Because if I didn't rely on motivation, I would probably be in a different place right now. And then, how did you get through this year? So routines. It would probably be journaling and meditating. Those two habits really helped me survive this year. Keep a state of calm, even if things were getting hectic. And then, who are you most grateful for? I am most grateful for my mom because sometimes when I realized that it was getting too late and I still had a lot to study, my mother would sleep on the couch next to me just to keep me company as I worked. And there was also this one time when she even helped me to study for the exam because it was getting too late. So if you're watching this, I appreciate you and all the things that you've done for me. And then lastly, what would be the title for this year's movie? It would be What Life is Like When You Surrender Everything to God. I'm planning on answering these questions again before the end of December because I feel like having all of them in one Word doc. Oh, I forgot to say yesterday that I like to write my year-end reflections online and connect the questions in a way that would make them look like an essay. When I'm done, it would be like this long. But anyway, if you want to share your reflections, feel free to comment them down below. I'd love to see them. I hope that by using these journal prompts, you'll be able to look back on the past year and see how much you accomplished and how much of a better person you've become, even with all the challenges you went through. I'll see you at the next one.